Imagine standing at the altar. Your heart is racing. Your vows are written. Your family has gathered. But there's just one problem. No one can see your fiance. That's because he's a ghost. Crazy? Maybe. But around the world and throughout history, people have claimed to marry ghosts, spirits, and even the dead. Some call it devotion, some call it religion, others call it delusion. On this episode of Spirits Uncorked, we are talking about ghost marriage, and we're welcoming back our prettier and smarter third sister,
You do that to me.
Regina. So grab a glass, pour some wine, and let's ask the question, can you really marry a ghost? Okay, welcome to Spirits Uncorked, everybody. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Erica.
And we're welcoming Regina. Yay, Regina.
Yay.
Woo! Our prettier and smarter third sister.
Thank you.
We just
Thank you
like
for
to
having me.
we just like to say that to embarrass you.
It does.
Good.
Good.
Are you going to say that when
Good.
I'm 99
Screw
and you're
you.
97 and she's 90?
Maybe. If we're still alive by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
Okay, so everybody, what are you drinking? Erica.
Okay, so one of the stories we're talking about is German. So I have a German beer, a Gaffelkolsch.
Gross.
Look,
Whatever.
I bought a whole bunch of wine, but it doesn't go with the theme this week, and I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to wait until it's on theme.
Okay. Good enough.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm drinking a very cute little, okay, I bought it because of the label, and the label has a cute little ghost on it.
Oh, that is cute.
Isn't
I think
that
I've seen
cute?
that before.
Well, it's called, I should look and see what it's called. I don't know if the name of it is called Toscano Rosso or if it's called Baccaris, because both of those words are on the label. It's a red wine. It tastes like red wine. Therefore, I only like it a little bit. But I just got it because of the label. And
Like it.
and I'm drinking it out of my Taylor Swift tumble. Everybody drink Taylor Swift. Yay!
Yay!
Because we haven't talked about Taylor Swift in a long time. So I thought we
know.
needed to go ahead and mention her so that we could take a drink.
Yeah. Regina, you didn't take a drink.
You're supposed to
Um,
take a drink every time we mention Taylor Swift.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, you would know if you ever listened to our f***ing podcast.
Actually, I'm going to defend myself and you all froze and my computer said my connection's unstable, so I didn't even know you took a drink.
Okay.
So,
What's in that gigantic Stanley cup there?
water.
Ugh, you're so lame.
I have so much homework to do.
She only drinks when she goes to Vegas,
Well,
which she did.
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Okay. Well, we are talking about people who marry ghosts. And the reason we're talking about it is because uh, I am a big fan of Queer Eye. I've
hmm
watched all of the episodes.
hmm
And then I've watched all of the spin-offs of all, of all of them. And I follow them all on TikTok as well. And so Tan France, he had a little spin-off of like Say Yes to the Dress.
Oh, okay.
Just one season though. And he helped this lady find a wedding dress, and she was getting married to Eduardo, who was a ghost.
Oh,
I was wondering where this idea came from.
That's where it came from.
I do have an interesting factoid.
Let's hear it.
When I was on dating sites, I saw this dude who was the son of Tan from Queer Eye.
Oh, really?
And I looked it up and it was legit.
How old
Wait,
is he?
the son of
Yeah, he had a son and I don't
Is he
remember his
cute?
name. I remember him being cute.
You saw him
Uh,
on the site or you dated him?
no, I saw him on the site.
Oh,
I think I like matched with him, but then I don't know. I'm just too
Oh,
ugly. But
where does he
yeah,
where does he live?
here, like in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area.
Here's another fun factoid. The boys who I forced, well, I didn't force them, but they did watch all of the episodes of Queer Eye with me
Hmm.
against their will. Um, they did want to recommend their Aunt Erica to be on an episode of Queer Eye.
Thanks. Love that.
at least they still see some hope in you. They don't mention me.
Okay, moving on. So she married a ghost. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So follow up, she divorced him later.
Listen, marrying and divorcing a ghost would be a lot safer and a lot cheaper. Okay, do you,
Unless your soul is involved, Regina. We're gonna get deep today.
Okay, I'm just gonna play a tiny portion of this YouTube video of her
Uh,
talking about it.
The weird thing was, like with Eduardo, like I didn't know who he wanted to invite. So we just did this like open invitation to like people living or dead. And apparently, like Henry VIII and Johnny Cash and all of these people showed up at the church. And I was like, oh my God, I wish I knew the ghost of Johnny Cash was there because maybe I would have thought twice and married him instead.
So, anyways,
okay.
she met Eduardo one night and she got all warm and tingly during a storm. And then they dated and they communicated because candles would flicker. And then they got married, but they had a hard time with their relationship, so they got divorced. Also, Marilyn Monroe was also at their wedding. And
Oh,
I,
wow.
and I guess he made a comment about her, and that always bothered her.
Well, I mean, I get it. I'd be a little jealous too.
So, I mean, I try not to judge people, but I'm not sure that I buy that completely.
so when you first floated this idea to me a while ago, my first thought was like, I do like to be careful not to call people crazy. I feel like these types of shows are televised. So we have like My 600 Pound Life and what was that show where like My Strange Addiction?
Oh, yeah.
And
We
Uh,
listen and we don't judge.
I
you know,
do. I
But
judge.
so right, but
sometimes
I'm
we have
coming
a
from a
hard time
place
with it.
of, for example, like My 600 Pound Life, I did a little research there and there have been lawsuits
Yeah.
like stating emotional distress. So you got to think they're putting their lives out there and then social media is just kind of a bitch, right? Like people are commenting and that would be difficult. Like for me to put myself, online
Yeah.
and then
Get torn
everybody's
apart. Yeah.
get torn apart. And so with My 600 Pound Life, likely these a lot of these people would have like binge eating disorder,
Yeah.
diagnosable. My Strange Addiction, like I think I saw one, she was eating a mattress or diapers or
Oh
something.
yeah. And there was a lady who was eating her dead husband's ashes,
Okay. S-
which apparently isn't illegal.
Okay, well, the legal system would be the least of my worries on that one, but eating non-nutritive substances, Pika, like has a diagnosis, right? Marrying a ghost does not automatically indicate psychosis. Like it isn't crazy. And I will attempt to prove it to you.
Okay.
I I kind of feel like in this situation, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter like if it's true or not.
Yeah.
Like they believe it's true. So
Do you think that she really believes it's true, or do we think that this was a some people could be using this as an opportunity as well?
yes,
To be
absolutely.
mocked and ridiculed?
I don't think she's being, well, she is being mocked and ridiculed, but it could also be an opportunity for
Attention.
reality shows and social media.
Yeah.
And ridicule.
So the lady that I was watching, her last name or her name's Amanda Teague. She lives in Ireland and she married a 300-year-old ghost,
Mm,
and he was a pirate, and he was like what Jack Sparrow was made off of. That's what she says. And
okay.
so basically it's Jack Sparrow, and she said she's a witch, and she said that she can feel their intimacy, and she really gets into all of that stuff like a lot.
Hmm.
Um but then they got married like on a ship, and they had all these pictures of Jack Sparrow. So I'm like, so you're obsessed with Johnny Depp? Okay. And they ended up getting divorced like probably not even a year later, if I remember. It was like in 2016, because she said that he was taking a ton of energy from her. And she quickly discovered that she was just this source of energy that he was using. And she feels like she might have to do an exorcism in order to get rid of him. So that's what I was saying about the soul stuff. She was a witch. She made everything very spiritual, very
Mm,
religious. And
hmm.
so it's like, well, maybe she really did invite something in, and she quickly discovered it was like an evil thing.
Could be. I just want to go back to this lady from the Say Yes to the Dress thing. Did you watch that whole video?
I watched most of it on my way home from clinical. Yeah.
Like Johnny Cash was at her wedding, Marilyn Monroe, Henry VIII, all these people were at her wedding.
Okay.
Maybe the afterlife is really boring, you know?
Why would they go to her wedding? Why would Henry
Because
VIII go to her wedding out of
how
all of the weddings that day?
how often are there ghosts being invited to a wedding? That was an open door for everybody. They're all bored. They've been like haunting the same stuff over and over, and they're
I
like,
think Henry
"Oh,
VIII has plenty to do in the afterlife than go to that random Eduardo's wedding.
well,
Henry the
hopefully
Eighth is
he's
running away from all of his beheaded wives.
yeah, or burning in hell, I don't know."
That's fair.
Okay, let's talk about some there are actual legal ways to marry somebody who's dead, like legitimately.
So we
So,
we discussed one we in France
yes.
where it is legal. It did say
Mhm.
it was rare, but it is legal if you were on the verge of marrying somebody and you can prove it, and they pass away, then the French government will allow the marriage to be.
Right. And it's not for any it's not for any monetary reason
No?
or now in China, we'll get to China in a minute. It's not for inheritance or dowries or any, there's countries that will do that. But in France, it's like kind of just for emotional reasons. Like maybe you are pregnant
Mm.
and the father of your child dies and you want to legitimize that like the father of your child or something. But you
Okay.
have to prove that it's like it's usually for an emotional reason, and
Right.
Mhm.
you can get married after they have died.
Hmm.
That's true in
Hmm.
France.
I
Interesting.
and that to me is that makes some sense to me.
Yeah. So let's talk about China because China goes a little bit awry. So it's really called spirit marriage in China,
Okay.
and it's kind of an ancient ritual. So you can either have one deceased person or they can both be deceased and get
Okay.
married. So if you have one person who's deceased, it's usually because the family doesn't want them wandering around in the afterlife alone.
Okay.
So like picture your unwed spinster daughter. You didn't want your child to wander around all eternity all alone.
Hmm.
And so there's a family with a living child who also is alone. You can marry them. You can marry them. Or if the child is already dead and died also alone. So you have like two kids who have died alone and you want to marry them after they've died so that they can be together
To
forever.
each other?
Yes.
Okay.
Does the
That's
age of consent still count in
I have
China?
no
They're not
idea.
just like marrying their dead children together.
Not, yeah, I'm just, children was just an example because it does have to be the family that makes those decisions, obviously, because you're dead. Um, but
Yeah.
but the most common is deceased to deceased.
okay, but in a different culture where this is known and practiced, it's not weird.
Yeah.
Right. But it does involve a lot of like, religious or spiritual beliefs because you have to really believe in the afterlife. Now, where it goes into like a lot of problems is you this involves the corpse. Okay? It involves the corpse.
How so?
You have to bury the corpses together.
Mm.
Okay, so what that did was it created a demand for this. You see where I'm going? Therefore, you have these scammers creating an illegal corpse market, and they're digging up corpses to sell to people who want to marry off their dead loved one.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Yeah.
There's always a market for something.
So that went a
You
little
said
off
it.
the rails,
Hmm.
but that actually has become an
So,
issue in China.
has the government done anything to,
They have tried to crack down on it and like by enforcing penalties against corpse trafficking.
huh, interesting.
All right.
Okay. So there's that.
I still say, like death and dying and afterlife is so, so deeply rooted in culture,
Hmm.
you know? So, for
Yeah.
example, what might a person of a different culture think of course, Catholicism is worldwide, but Elizabeth, you mentioned this to me earlier, like nuns marry God.
Yeah.
And Mary got prego with God's baby.
So, right. So if you're not like Catholic or from a Catholic Christian nation or whatever, like that would be very
Pretty weird.
weird to you
If you just heard that and you had never
for
heard
the
that
first
before,
time.
you'd be like,
Right. Like, so we normalize, what's normal in our own culture. And
yep, exactly.
There was like one here in America where she married the ghost of a Civil War soldier.
Really?
Hmm. Yeah, that one was more recent. That was in
Mhm.
2018. And
Are they still married?
I was looking and I can't really find that much updated. It was not super media focused.
Hmm.
So maybe she really believed it.
Yeah.
And she had a wedding and her friends allegedly support her. So it was more low key.
I'm just wondering how you maintain that relationship.
Well, it's not like they can help take out the trash.
Right. I'd get really annoyed with it. I'd be like,
I'm doing all the work here.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw a Facebook reel or something recently about a man that married a red car.
Oh yeah.
It just now popped into my head.
That was from My Strange Addiction.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That must be
He
what I was thinking of.
it like I actually watched the episode of that a
Hmm.
while ago, but I remember it started with like bridges and like large like pieces of equipment. And then but then he
Uh-huh.
fell in love with this car, yeah.
Well,
I'm just going to say what we're all thinking. How do we consummate this kind of marriage?
nope.
You don't want to go there, Beth.
What do you mean?
They find a way. These are questions you don't want answers to.
No, with a ghost?
Oh, the one lady, the Ireland lady.
She was talking about the car.
Well, I mean, I'm, let's just face it, men are gross. I'm not.
No, the Ireland lady, she was all about like a spiritual feeling. And she was
Yeah.
like, it's just like any other kind of connection you have. She's like, I could feel the weight of him and like I don't know, but it was very spiritual, not from my take, not so much physical.
Okay.
So I guess you're like laying there and like praying.
Christ on a cracker.
I don't know. I don't
Does
know.
does our mother listen to this?
I don't think
I
so.
think she stopped listening to us.
Okay.
She's like, these are not my children.
Yeah. So,
Okay. I really let's pedal a little, right? Because
Okay. Yes, Regina, bring us back to
let's bring
reality.
it back to reality.
You
So,
with your cup of water.
my cup of water. Um, so my background, right, in psychiatry.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in marriage.
No. No, I don't have any room to be given nobody no advice about nothing. Maybe what not to do. Like so I researched to see like is this diagnosable? Is this a thing, right? Because pica is a thing, binge eating disorder is a thing, and this particular thing doesn't there it's not in the DSM-5. Also,
We don't know what
since
the DSM-5 is,
It's
Regina.
the book, the
it's
Bible
the
for this.
Bible, psychologists and psychiatrists and mental health nurse practitioners.
That's good.
It's the big book of all the diagnoses and the criteria you have to meet to qualify for that particular diagnosis.
Okay, well, excuse me. I didn't know what it was.
Okay. So it is not in the DSM-5, like some of the other shows that we've seen, like I said. And just because you feel a supernatural presence or you talk to a supernatural presence does not qualify you for any of the diagnoses that include psychosis, right?
Okay.
Very clear. It does not mean you're crazy. Um, Psychiatry is more interested in why people do what they do, right? And not proving whether ghosts are real or not. So it's more the question of why do some people consistently report paranormal experiences while others never do? One paper I did find a bunch of case studies. They called the paper Haunted People Syndrome. So that's not a diagnosis. It's not official. It's just the name of this paper. So their idea was that these experiences may result from a combination of factors rather than a singular cause. Like, for example, people who report paranormal experiences were more likely to score higher on personality traits such as absorption. And absorption means they can become deeply immersed in their thoughts, imagination, and emotions. Like just think really, really connected to those things, right? And there's not a big separation sometimes between those things and reality, right?
Mhm.
And then also another personality trait that they may score high on is called transliminality, which is a tendency for internal thoughts, images, or sensations to enter conscious awareness more easily than they do for other people. And then they also explored whether things like chronic stress, trauma, adverse childhood experiences might make people more likely to notice ambiguous events and interpret them as supernatural. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you think of it like that, and that's not to say you have childhood trauma, automatically you believe in ghosts. It's not causal. It's just traits were noticed at a higher rate in people that believed supernatural than not.
Because if you think of like somebody who believes themselves to be a prophet and they become like a cult leader, it's good that
Right.
they don't consider that psychosis because if they did, then they wouldn't be able to get charged criminally.
Right. But when you're talking about like cult leaders, there we are going into delusional thinking. I am
But
God. I
they,
am,
well, yeah, I was just thinking like how far, where's the line for that? Because I would want them to be charged criminally. So if it's considered psychosis, they could get an easier sentence. Whereas, and that's harmful to people, whereas marrying a
but
ghost
you
doesn't
said the
really,
magic word.
hmm,
Because when it comes to diagnoses, just in general, let's use our example of depression, right? Because everybody fairly understands depression. If I have mild depression and, but it doesn't really affect any other part of my life, I'm still
hmm,
doing what I need to do. I'm still going where I need to go. I'm still able to fully function in all areas of my life. I might not need medication. I might not need, intense therapy or whatever. Things, everything in the DSM-5 really means, and all diagnosis really means that it's impairing one or more areas of my life, work, home, school, family, sense of self, whatever. And then on top of that, is this affecting others? So when we're talking about delusions and psychosis, not all cult leaders are schizophrenic, you
hmm.
know. Um, this is unofficial, but like I would venture to guess, they're cluster B, narcissistic personality disorder, right? If they're calling themselves God.
Yeah,
Could you argue they really believe that they heard God tell them that?
no.
You know, I suppose there would be a small space for argument, but by the time we see these types of people on TV, they've caused a lot of harm, like,
Hmm.
to little girls or little boys, really, or women, or in this context that we're talking about, we're more interested in understanding the person's experience, why they got there, how they got there. Is it a way of coping with stress and loss?
Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of what we talked about with, remember, with Mary Todd Lincoln and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is it part of a broader mental health condition? Just because there's no diagnoses for, marrying something that isn't alive or real, doesn't mean there's not something, broader going on.
Yeah. I mean, because I kind of feel like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if someone believes it or not, because if it is real to them,
Right.
then that's their reality.
Right. And it doesn't affect my life.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Meaning it
affect your
just
life.
doesn't. Mm-mm.
And I feel like when we see these types of shows or interviews, like, or, Facebook Reels or whatever, they're editing it for the shock value.
Yeah.
And
I also do think it's worth saying that some people do just make up stuff.
correct,
Oh,
which
yeah.
which could
Definitely.
also suggest a psychiatric disorder.
I exactly. That also making up stuff also fulfills some kind of need in you, like, right,
Right.
to get
I mean,
whatever.
the thing that comes up Munchausen syndrome or Munchausen's
Mhm.
by proxy, they're making stuff up to get the attention.
Okay,
So
I've got
those
a
things do
question.
exist. Yes.
Okay, so we're assuming though that ghosts in all of these cases are not real,
Are not real.
Are
right?
we? You're the
That's
you're
kind
you're the
that's kind of
host of a podcast
I
about
know. That's what I'm saying. We're assuming we're just assuming we're talking about this very one-sided. So let's talk about the
Oh,
other
I see.
side now. So let's talk about the ghosts in all these scenarios.
Well, I
Can
think,
ghosts fall in love?
well, I kind of believe the witch lady in that she really believes it. And am concerned about her because it's like, well, okay, maybe I don't think it was a ghost, but I do think it could have been she's invited something into
Okay, but was
herself.
that thing something could something actually love something in the physical world?
Mm,
I mean, we need a philosophy major to come and talk
Oh,
to
remember
us.
the movie Casper?
Oh boy.
And they
What about,
dance
or
at
the
the
movie
end?
Ghost?
I would say no. Like not
You
falling
don't
in
think so?
love.
Not
Not
falling
like
in
in
love,
love. You could
but
Right, but
already have loved
it
them.
ha yeah, it would have to be like from when you're alive. And
I kind of agree with you there.
it's hard for me to believe that.
Yeah,
but it's hard
yeah,
to believe anything you haven't
it,
experienced.
right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around that. It's easier to think, I think, because we've romanticized the idea of like, you know, your soulmate has died, but they pine for you forever from the other side.
Right.
That's something that we romanticize because we've seen it
definitely.
in
Yeah.
movies and read
Because
it in
we've
books and
watched
blah blah blah
Cinderella
blah
too many
blah.
times. Yeah.
You know, no one dies in Cinderella.
I just mean romanticizing love in general.
All right. All right, Regina.
That's a
I
We should be the three witches from Hocus Pocus for Halloween.
come on, come on,
know.
come on, come on.
Yeah, you would be her.
Is that Sarah Jessica Parker?
Uh,
Okay. I'm down. Which one will you be then?
I think I would be the bitchy one because everyone thinks I'm just I
You
everyone thinks
just,
I'm a bitch.
yeah, you really give
True.
those vibes.
I
Just
do.
kidding.
I do. I
I don't
do.
know. I don't know why. I don't
Yes,
know.
thank you though for validating that because people do that. They just assume I'm a giant bitch.
I feel like you don't have like a resting bitch face and
So when it
I mean,
gets
hmm,
is it
closer
the
to
blonde
Halloween,
hair? What
we'll
is
d
it? The blonde hair? I don't understand. People just really assume I'm a giant bitch.
maybe it is the blonde hair.
you know, I get told at work every once in a while. I had a little nurse aide a couple of weeks ago tell me when I first met you, and I was like, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah, but Regina, you've always been that way.
But what way?
I think you have more of a resting bitch face. It's not you being bitchy, but it's just the way your face settles. And Beth, I don't think has that.
Anyways,
Oh dear.
moving on. Sorry, what were we talking
I
Oh, I said we
Ghost.
forgot.
should be. I said we should be the hocus pocus. What were we talking about before that? That
Ugh.
if the ghosts are real, can they fall in love? Yeah,
Well,
that's what we were
if
talking.
they could, if we played
Right.
devil's advocate again and said the ghosts are real, they could fall in love, I feel like it would be happening a little bit more often than a handful of times.
But
Oh,
Jesus and God love.
Oh, yeah.
well, I mean, they're God, Regina. They're not just random dead people.
Well, Greek mythology.
Let's do some closing
Let's,
thoughts about this.
well, I do want to mention like
Go ahead.
grief.
Yes, grief. And
Let's talk
again,
about grief.
we just did this whole thing about Mary Todd Lincoln, and her whole thing was grief. And
Yeah.
you go back and listen to that whole episode because that's what drew her to spiritualism and seances.
Right.
That's what draws a lot of people to these things. So go ahead, Regina,
Well,
give us your thoughts on grief and this whole thing.
and the Winchester house too.
True.
Yeah.
Well, so the strongest literature I found for this was in grief research.
Interesting. In what way?
Well, there's an entire field that studies continuing bonds.
Hmm.
Oh,
So many widows and widowers will report talking with deceased spouses, sensing them nearby, dreaming vividly about them, receiving guidance from their deceased spouse, still feeling emotionally connected.
but this is somebody that they already knew in
That's
life.
true. That's
Hmm.
true. But now they're, I mean, technically they're a ghost or a
Yeah,
being
a
or,
spiritual. Yeah. Hmm.
a spiritual being. And so the studies are finding that that these experiences are comforting and meaningful rather than distressing. So they do help move through grief. I guess, that I guess for our purposes, it doesn't technically, they're not saying necessarily that they're married. you know,
Mhm.
to
Well,
the deceased, but it just demonstrates like an ongoing relationship. This is an actual area of study, is what I am saying.
Right.
And I think that we can all understand
Yeah, absolutely.
that, even if we've never lost somebody super close to us, like,
mhm.
you know.
Well, that reminds me of the movie Interstellar because the end is
Oh,
like
yeah.
love is the only thing that can move through like all of the time warps and all of that. And it doesn't make any sense because that's the thing that doesn't change.
That's right up your alley, Erica, because you
I know.
totally, yeah,
I love that
Right.
movie.
yeah.
I
With
guess what comes to my mind the most, if I was trying to understand a person, let's say that married a ghost that w wasn't representative of a person that had previously been alive, I guess my first question would be like, the first thing I would question would be like emptiness.
hmm
Like, what are you trying to fill? And maybe I'm off. Like, I've never had this conversation with anybody, but what is this emptiness? And how is this filling the emptiness?
mhm.
hmm
Or, traumatized by real people so badly that it's not an option. That's,
Imaginary friends. We all have imaginary friends as children.
yes. What
That's
you did,
true.
Erica did.
Oh, I definitely did.
She talked to flies, but I don't know if
I
that's
was
diagnosable or not.
I was I was playing alone in the basement, coming up with all kinds of weird crap.
She's a very imaginative child, very inattentive ADHD, so she was in her own world for sure.
Oh
Cute.
yeah.
Very cute.
Well, here we are.
All right. Well, any other thoughts on this before we do our would you rathers?
Just mental health professionals, aren't going to diagnose people based on the unusual b belief alone. Like
hmm
we talked about, if there's other cluster of symptoms, psychology is less interested in whether somebody says they're married to a ghost and understanding what experience means to them. Is it part of a cultural or spiritual tradition?
Hmm.
That's super important.
Yeah.
Is it helping them cope with grief or loneliness? Is it impairing their life? Like,
Mm.
I'm married to this ghost and he doesn't want me to work and now I'm on welfare. That
Mm.
would be a
Hmm.
little more clinically significant. Are the ghosts telling them to do things that are harmful? And there we might get into more command hallucinations and things like that. So there would be a fine line there, but life impairment. Is it occurring alongside symptoms like hallucinations, like I just said, disorganized thinking or mania? And those would be relevant for considering whether somebody has something else going on.
Yeah.
But never crazy, never crazy.
Well, that's the psychological lens. Also,
Pop culture, crazy.
no, I was
Yeah.
gonna say
Pop culture's
also there might just be a ghost and you're married to it.
right, and we
It's
and we
all
can't
real.
we can't prove though. That's the thing. You can't prove that there's not. And as
That's
long
right.
as all their other thinking is organized, rational, not delusional,
Yeah, that's true.
probably not hurting anybody.
Okay, let's do some would you rathers. Erica,
Ugh.
go for it.
There's one that I like, which I mean, I kind of know what you guys might think, but
Oh, that'll
uh,
be fun. Let's all answer for each other.
Okay,
okay.
Okay, so let's go. I'll
I
answer.
like it.
Regina, who do you want to answer for?
Erica.
Okay, you answer for Erica. I'll answer for Regina. Erica answers for me.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather marry a ghost who died in the 1700s or one who died 20 years ago?
Regina would rather marry a ghost who died 20 years ago.
I
What's the fucking difference? They're dead.
Think
I
about it. Think about their lifestyle
and culture and stuff.
and where they would go to the bathroom.
That's a good one. I think Beth,
I
I I think, Beth, I think you would choose 20 years ago too.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, you have to guess for me.
Erica would rather marry someone from the.
I'm gonna go with 1700s.
Yes. That is correct.
Would you rather marry the ghost of someone famous or be haunted forever by the by a ghost that's hopelessly in love with you?
Okay, well that would feel like a stalker. So I'm gonna go with the ghost of somebody
Wait, no, no, you
famous.
have to answer for Erica.
Oh,
You ruined it.
Okay, Regina would rather marry the ghost of someone famous, but I already knew that.
I think Beth would much rather have someone hopelessly in love with them.
You're right, Erica.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? You're right.
Regina, now you have to.
I think Erica would also rather be haunted by somebody hopelessly in love with her.
Yes.
Nice.
I mean,
I
we're
don't
pretty good
even.
at this game.
We are. Which ghost would you rather have haunt you? Uh, no, this is stupid. The ghost of Patrick Swayze from Ghost or the ghost of Christmas Present? Obviously, Patrick Swayze.
Obviously.
I was trying to think of a different ghost, but I can't. Like, what's another hot ghost?
Trying to think of dead people.
I
You
know.
can't put me on the
It's
spot like
ridiculous.
that.
I just keep thinking of the little ghost from Casper who I was in love with when I was
Oh
12.
God.
I was thinking of Abraham Lincoln.
Okay, everybody take a drink.
Yeah, that's one you have to take a drink for.
Yay, we got them both in the same episode.
We did.
Abraham Lincoln and Taylor Swift. Okay.
Would
Okay,
you
so we
ra
can just pick any ghost, any dead person, and pick which one we would rather haunt us.
I don't know. I'd need somebody real smart to haunt me to correct all of my mistakes.
your sister will do that in real life if you want.
With
Uh,
gusto. Who would you like to be romantically haunted by? Who would you like to romantically court you?
I feel like all the actors and famous people that are dying would have been like young and beautiful before we knew they were young and beautiful.
What about Fred Astaire? He's a wonderful dancer.
I've
Do
never
we know what
been.
he looked like when he was 30?
Yes, he was very dapper.
I feel like he wasn't like a great person.
You don't know that.
I feel like
I
they
Fred
think I
all were
do.
Astaire?
serial
What
cheaters,
about
all of
Bing
them.
Crosby? You don't want to be you don't want to be serenaded by Bing Crosby every night.
I always chose being.
I'd wonder who else he was singing to.
You, only you. He's only date ghosting you.
I've always
He's
I'm
your
preferred.
just
he's your
I'm just
ghost
having
husband.
conversations I've never thought I would have,
He's
so
your ghost husband.
Bing Crosby, I've always chosen over Fred Astaire.
Me too,
Mm.
as in the racist movie Holiday Inn, where she has to
Exactly.
choose between them, and we're like, obviously choose Bing.
You're right.
if I have bad dreams tonight, you guys.
You won't. You'll have good
Over
dreams.
this.
All right. Well, you guys listening, tell us what you would do and tell us your thoughts on all of this.
Yes. And if you are in a relationship with a ghost, let us know. Tell us about it.
I actually would be very interested to have a conversation with somebody that this applies to.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Regina, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Come back again.
I will.
All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloo. Bye.